So I have a good friend, Leo Ponchard, comes to me and he tells me it was on the night of January the 7th
Okay.
of this year, his car was broken into while he was parked on Bernard and Bertram and spending the night at his girlfriend's. I called at least twice with dispatch and said, hey, we can provide the address where this stuff is, and we want this investigated. And of course, where is it? It's in the tent city.
Among the items stolen from Ponchard's vehicle was his mountaineering gear, including a GPS used to find anyone caught in an avalanche. The replacement cost of the stolen items adds up to around $4,000.
The police don't give us time of day, and so I say, let's go investigate and let's do it. And he says, well, my device that this fella's stolen tells me that he's out and about around the downtown core between 1 in the morning and 5 in the morning. And the rest of the time, he's stationary, or at least the device is stationary, in this tent. And I say, do you know which tent? He says, yes, we can tell which tent. This Garmin avalanche, it's for digging people out of an avalanche. It's within inches, accurate.
Right.
Tesmer specializes in constitutional law, particularly Charter of Rights issues as they relate to search and seizure. In fact, he's usually on the other side of cases like this as a defense attorney. But he found the inactivity of the police response in this case so egregious that he came down here with Leo Ponchard himself and tried to recover the goods himself.
And we go down there, and he says, yeah, that's the tent there. And I start prowling around, and I'm going to go in and get his stuff if we can. But we start looking around the outside, and I see toolboxes. I mean, right around the outside of this fella's tent. Several toolboxes, DeWalt, Milwaukee. Obviously, this guy's not a carpenter. He's not in the business. It's obvious to me it's stolen property. I find the opening to this fella's tent, and we have a look inside. Well, there's 2 dogs in there. You can see him passed out on the ground. And I assume passed out because anybody that's up in the middle of the night probably doing drugs. So we don't go any further because there's dogs in there and they look like they're Rottweilers, and I don't want to have anything to do with that. And I don't understand whether the police consider this a no-go zone where they refuse to investigate crimes, because I would be very surprised if they didn't find a bunch of fentanyl in this, as well as all the stolen property. Looks like the haul from countless thefts, and could be break and enters as well as breaking into vehicles, and yet nobody seems interested in investigating. So it's extremely frustrating that we have a police force out there that doesn't want to investigate. Frankly, when they say that that these people have a reasonable expectation of privacy, and that's the terms used for search and seizure, they're living on Crown land, and all around them is what appears to be stolen property. So if you need a search warrant, we've got the evidence for a search warrant, but nobody seems interested in solving crimes here. And that's what should be done. The police should be there patrolling that area and solving these crimes. So I'm extremely frustrated with the situation here. And here I am, a criminal defense lawyer. Usually I'm wearing the other hat. Extremely frustrated that our police force is leaving this area as an unenforceable area, a get out of jail free area. This fella has committed, I can bet he has committed dozens and dozens and dozens of thefts. If he's not drug trafficking in the middle of the night, he's stealing, that's for sure.
Is there an abundance of caution, or how?
No, I don't think so at all. I think they're being completely lazy and not doing their job. And most police officers seem to be good officers, but I don't know what it is about the 10th city. It's not a crime-free zone. Police should be there enforcing the law, especially when we have good grounds, to establish that there's stolen property there, and a search warrant could be obtained.
The RCMP have had this file since January 7th, and despite Tesmer going so far as to provide photographic evidence, and he even went as far as drafting an ITO, which is an information to obtain. Now that is a document filed by a police officer to a judge seeking authorization to obtain a search warrant. Now, despite all of that, the police have still not taken any action on this case as of yet, almost a month later. Rob Gibson, Castanet News, Kelowna.